Welcome to Narratives and Nightcaps, Books, Beverages, and Author Conversations. I'm Bree.
I'm Jordan.
I'm Megan.
Oh, I'm Emily.
We don't have to do it much longer. We don't have to do it.
Try it again.
Oh, almost.
Happy holidays.
Hello, happy holidays.
How are you guys?
Oh,
I'm still very sick, but better, but still sound rough. So, how are you guys?
Hanging in there.
Yeah.
It is crazy that we are only a couple weeks away from the new year. I cannot believe it.
No. I think we were just talking about that earlier is we're still in, when we're recording is earlier December, which feels like everything, work, life, holiday prep is just a mad rush all over the place. But I am really looking forward to when that starts to slow down, the closer we get to the actual holidays.
Yes, same.
Yeah, I had a minor meltdown last night about just trying to make sure my kids have holiday magic and feeling 0% time to do any of that. And so we haven't done anything. I haven't done anything except for freak out about everything I haven't done.
Megan,
it's gonna be okay. That's usually step one, isn't it? And then,
step one is admitting it, and then step two is doing something about it, and I can't do anything about it.
I'm with you in solidarity. I don't think you can see it on the camera, but the amount of wrapping and just stuff on the floor. This is my office right now is bananas. It's nuts.
So Emily, Megan, as the mamas of the podcast, I wanted to ask today, because I'm curious, Elf on the Shelf?
Hell no.
Hard
pass. Why make it harder for yourself?
Can I say it? Fuck no.
Yes,
no.
Stupid fucking concept.
Stupid fucking no.
Yeah.
Okay, so we really love this idea. Got it. Yeah. All right.
I will echo perhaps what Megan, you might have said that was visceral response. There's enough between the school pajama day and school snack day and their own Christmas gifts and Santa and how you manage Santa in your house that to add Elf on the Shelf, which has a daily requirement for us is way too much. I shout out to the moms that do it and love it. And by all means, I love watching those videos on Instagram and TikTok and everything about Elf on the Shelf. But personally, that was a bridge too far for me.
So I asked too because I listened to Kylie Kelsey's podcast, not gonna lie, and she's been going off about it as well. But then today too, I also listened to Kate Kennedy's Be There in 5 podcast, and she had an entire episode about it today called Shelf Help. And basically it was a whole hour and a half of the entire thing that the two of you are addressing and talking about.
Yes.
So
I feel why make it hard for yourself? And then I don't like the concept of I don't know, this is the only time that you have to be really, really good because this weird little elf is watching you. And then if you touch it, then everything's fucked. And that's a lot of pressure on a kid. These are little kids. We don't need that. It's enough that Santa, Big Brother up there is already watching.
On social media when kids touch them and they absolutely lose their shit.
Yes.
And I've got a 9-month-old. There's no understanding of don't touch. There's no way that would work.
No.
I will say this is the first year that I've done an advent calendar for my kids.
Okay. Oh, fun.
And so I did a book advent calendar. Are you surprised? Not even a little bit. But I did wrap books we already had that were Christmas themed. So it was I could use what we had, and then Costco's great. So that's been really fun with my littles. Is I wrapped it all in brown paper and did a number 1 through 24. And, that's been fun because my older kid is really into he's learning his numbers and letters. So, find the 5, find the 7. That's kind of a fun moment. Yeah.
I love that. That's adorable.
That's a good idea. I'll have to, again, I just already feel stressed.
No stress.
I
No
just didn't do anything else.
Well, let me ask Bree and Jordan, what are some of your favorite holiday traditions or things that you guys do for the holidays?
Mm, there's some. No,
It's it's funny because I was thinking about this earlier while I was walking my dog. Yeah. Um, I was like such a tradition person for so long. And now when it comes to Christmas, I mean, last year my husband and I were like, we should go to Canada. That sounds good.
Sounds great.
And and so like that's what we did. And so I've kind of embraced that more of obviously a trip somewhere or to a different country isn't possible every year. And last year, full disclosure, it was because we got like really affordable flights into Canada, and that's part of the reason. Because turns out not a lot of people want to go there when it's like negative 20. Um,
fair.
but I mean, I personally, I love baking, so I love spending some time actually like holiday baking and then being able to share that with other people. Um, I love going to like the Christmas Eve church service with Jared too, although we never actually go on Christmas Eve, but we we normally end up there on like the 22nd or the 23rd, because Christmas Eve is hectic, but it'll be good this year. Like we'll get to spend some time with people on his side of the family, so it's always nice to see them, especially since we totally dipped last year, and I foresee us doing that again.
Hey, you have to every so often.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. Um, for me, I mean, I'm trying to think. So my family celebrates on Christmas Eve. That's just been a thing that we've done since, so I'm the youngest of five. And as all of my siblings got married, started having their kids and whatnot, it just made sense that the bigger family Christmas was going to be Christmas Eve evening, right? Where all the grandkids would get their gifts from Tutu and Grampy, and they'd get to have the big Christmas meal. So then that way, Christmas Day, like there's less stress, less pressure on my siblings to feel like they have to show up and do something on Christmas Day with everyone. And so growing up, that translated into just like more time for me with my parents, right? So a Christmas movie on, or whatever football games we're playing that day. Growing up in the desert, obviously the weather is really great. So going on a couple of walks throughout the day just to enjoy that. So I foresee us doing some of that, especially we'll also probably visit my grandma, so that'll be really nice to be able to spend Christmas with her. Trying to think if there's like real like huge traditions. I mean, aside from like the meal itself and what we eat.
Oh yeah, we're really consistent with that when I make Christmas dinner. That doesn't change.
Yeah. I don't know that I'm trying to think if there's like other, you know, specific traditions that we absolutely have to do. We've occasionally done the gingerbread houses where we'll make them. We've occasionally gone out and like looked at the holiday lights, so it varies.
Yeah.
But
This will be my first year being at my own home for Christmas,
okay.
which is good.
Yes.
Bree knows some of the background of this, but so I'm curious, those who do make meals, like what do you guys make? Because I now need to plan for that. a good traditional Christmas Eve dinner.
Well, I even asked Jared recently, I was like, do you want me to switch anything up? And he was like, no, I want that exact same meal. So I make a brisket.
Ooh.
And I will say, I'm a good cook, but I'm not a very good like red meat cooker. That's not my special, but I make a really good brisket. And then that is my mom's like a recipe that my mom shared with me, and so I make her brisket recipe. I make brisket, I make a sweet potato casserole, green bean casserole, uh, corn souffle. Jared, what am I missing?
Like, do you like oh, you said potatoes, sweet potatoes.
Sweet
We do
potatoes,
sweet potatoes.
Do you do like a
Um,
bread, like rolls, like a
Yorkshire pudding.
I
Yeah.
bread?
I don't unless I'm making them, but
Okay.
and this is a hot take, like, I don't like Hawaiian rolls or things like
Brie, have
Oh
you
my
done
gosh.
Yorkshire pudding?
no.
I feel like Yorkshire pudding would be amazing with your meal. So
Okay.
it's like where you basically cook it in beef fat, like the pan drippings. So
Mhm.
you either use pan drippings or just like buy beef fat, and then you, if any British listeners are listening, you can correct me on this, but it's like a popover kind of thing. So it's got your normal what you would put into a roll, but it's a soupier batter. And so you put the pan with the drippings in the oven and get it hot, and then you
Oh
pull it
yeah.
out and like quickly ladle the batter in and pop it in, and it like pops over. But they're
Ooh,
fluffy,
I've
they're
seen
light,
those.
they're like
Huh.
lighter than a dinner roll, because they like but they're super easy because you
Okay,
just
maybe I need to
dump it
add that. I
in.
feel like I'm
You're
missing
great.
something in our menu, but that could be because I haven't done it in 2 years.
Well,
There you go.
there you go.
There you
There you
go.
go.
I'm sure you'll think of it.
Yeah.
Um,
What about you?
so my family does a ham is
what I'm
usually
thinking.
what we'll do. We'll do a ham and a green bean casserole. My dad is Portuguese and we make vingadores. He makes vingadores. It's a pickled pork recipe is basically what it is. And being from Hawaii, we love our Hawaiian sweet rolls, and
They're
so we
so
put
good.
those we put the vingadores in the sweet rolls and have the
Love that.
I think we'll do green bean casserole, we'll do macaroni and cheese. I'm trying to think if there's like anything else. The pickled pork, the Portuguese dish, is like the only real like special one. We'll probably have another Costco pumpkin pie.
Why not?
Because
Can't go wrong.
exactly, because why not? I feel like that's probably everything that we make.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Lisa.
we do a Christmas Eve and a Christmas, like two different menus. So on Christmas Eve, we do Dungeness crab, and we do it cold and hot, and then we do like dinner rolls, cocktail sauce, like all the melted butter, all the fixings. And then usually we'll do like a bigger, heartier salad. So I think this year I was looking at like that there's a bunch that do, pears and pomegranates and goat cheese and like more of a holiday kind of seasonal walnuts, salad with it. And heavier charcuterie appetizer kind of stuff. And then on Christmas Day, we do kind of a more traditional, we do a roast beef or like steak of some red meat type. Um, and my grandma's orange ginger carrots is usually what I make with it. Yorkshire
Sounds good.
pudding. And then they're really easy too. I'm happy to share the recipe because they take
Yes.
like no time. Um, and mashed potatoes and gravy. And then sometimes we'll add, depending on the number of people, like a green vegetable or a salad or like something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Nice.
Megan, do
No,
you have
this
your
is
menu
like I
now?
want to like combine elements of all of your guys's. So just send me your menus and I'll pick and choose and then I'll make my own menu.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. And
It's
now we're
only
all
like it's
hungry.
zero pressure because it's literally gonna be me and my husband, my kids, and then my sister. And that's all.
Yeah.
Zero pressure.
Yeah.
It's
You
gonna
could
be
We could
also-
order like takeout and no one would care.
I was gonna say you could do literally anything, whatever
Yeah.
like the adults want, and your kiddos will be happy to
Yes.
go along. Yeah.
There you go.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Now that we're all good and hungry.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
really
I definitely know that I'll be reading and excited about that.
Yes.
So I am super intrigued because everybody's talking about this book that Emily and Jordan read. Everybody. Like you can't escape it. And so I'm so excited to hear about your guys' buddy read and your nightcap pairing for it. And then more so, I can't wait to hear what you thought.
Yes.
We have thoughts.
Do you want me to
Okay.
do the recap, Emily, and then you can take us into the nightcap? How about
Go
that?
for it.
Okay.
Yep.
So, listener, we read Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. Shout out again to Goodreads. Here is our setup. Ghost of Christmas Past, Nolan Callahan intends to spend this holiday haunting like every other. Get in, get out, return to his otherwise aimless existence as a ghost awaiting the afterlife. But when he's faced with Harriet York, the sweetest assignment he's ever had, he suddenly finds himself wishing for a future. Harriet York has no idea why she's being haunted. She's a good person, or at least she tries to be. A people pleaser to her core, she always does what's expected of her. But as she and Nolan begin to examine her past, they discover there are threads that bind them together and realize there might be more to moving on than expected. With the deadline of Christmas Eve fast approaching, will they find the key to their future in each other's past? Or will they stay firmly in the present, indulging in their unexpected, spirited connection? That is Good Spirits by B.K. Borison.
It's giving Dead Romantics.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Ooh.
It's like that, like
It's like a Christmas Carol meets the Dead Romantics.
Dead
probably.
Romantics. Yeah.
7 Year Slip's the only Ashley Poston book that I've read yet, but I would absolutely believe you.
Yeah.
Emily,
Yeah,
do you want to take us into the... Oh, go ahead, Brie.
I was just gonna say that's the perfect, like that's what it sounds like. It's marrying those two.
Yes.
100%. So yeah, I'll take us into the nightcap, and then Jordan, we can just talk through our thoughts on this one.
Yes.
So we paired the Good Spirits with a snow globe mimosa. So if you've read the book, listeners, you know that one of the steamiest scenes happens when Nolan literally turns Harriet's bedroom into a snow globe. So there is no other pairing than a snow globe mimosa for this book. So as I said, it pairs perfectly. It's festive, it's magical, and just a little bit naughty. So how you make a snow globe mimosa is you take edible glitter. Yes, Amazon can deliver on this if your local store doesn't have it. Sprinkle of that in your glass, and then pour in your champagne or sparkling wine or Prosecco of choice. Top with white cranberry juice and pomegranate seeds. And you've got a snow globe mimosa. And the cool thing, you see me using my hands on the screen here, but like when you pour the champagne in, yeah, there you go. And you pour the champagne in, you pour the white cranberry juice in, the glitter that you've put in the bottom of your flute like swirls up. So it looks like a really pretty snow globe mimosa, and it feels very fancy. So yeah, it's a drink that completely sparkles, surprises, and just warms you from the inside out. I think as I shared with you guys via our group chat, this has become my go-to Christmas morning cocktail. I mean, I love a good mimosa on Christmas morning anyway, but to add like glitter and white cranberry juice, it just feels elevated and festive and fun. And as I said, one of the steamiest scenes was when her room became a snow globe. So it was like, well, there's the pairing. So cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one was a really fun one to read. I'm glad that we read it together. I thought that it was really good. So, and Emily and I too, this was our first introduction to BK Borison.
Yep.
Neither of us have read any of her others. I will definitely read more of her.
Okay.
A lot, of course, of, suspending belief, if you will. Of course, you gotta just kind of
Magical realism.
just let yourself get into it. I don't know if you can weigh in on this, Emily, obviously without giving too much away, because we are spoiler free on this one. I would kind of throw a little bit of a trigger warning out there, listener, mostly just for the there's definitely some elements of like emotional abuse, right? Our female main character has to deal with a kind of a lot from her past and codependent sort of issues, and really just kind of there's some deeply rooted sort of stuff that does come out that I even found myself, I was like, oh, okay, this is
I will agree. I think just good because Megan, I took a page out of your book and I just walked in blind. First BK Borison, I saw the cover at Target, the sprayed edges, and I was like,
that's pretty.
Hey, let me just dive in. So I love this book. It's the perfect time of year. It is fun. It's festive. It's a romance, like through and through. But Jordan, to your point, I think it is worthy, like good to note that Harriet, and I think BK Borison handles this really well. But Harriet's a people pleaser, and there's past relationships that they come up, and it's in a Christmas Carol, style. So they're traveling back to see visions from her past. And there are moments that I think that were darker than I expected in like a holiday romance story. And I think they're handled really well, but they definitely are there. And there were moments that I was going, ooh, this is a little darker than sexy Christmas ghost story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I will say too, so with that being said, while you have the steam and the spice and all of that good stuff,
with a ghost, right?
I appreciate that there still is depth and a plot to the book.
Which Bree's laughing. She's going, with a ghost, depth, and plot. These words don't make sense, but it works. I
promise. You just gotta,
Well, no, it just makes me think to like past conversations that Megan and I have had about like sexual tension with
a ghost. I don't get down. I don't fuck with that. It's just weird. It's a weird concept.
Good to know. Walking in, Meg, it might not be your book. It is one. And Jordan, you said this to beginning, where you just kind of had to let go of like.
You did.
Notions, and you're going it. So to paint a picture of Harriet, because I think this is what makes this the perfect book for the holidays. She has her holiday tradition. So on December 1st, she goes to get a blueberry Danish from her local bakery, and that's her kickoff to December. She always carries candy canes in her pocket for a snack, like throughout the season. Like she is the quintessential. I almost pictured her a little bit like if Cindy Lou Who grew up and like was a real
that has to be how BK Borison wrote her.
I have no other. She's like wearing all the Christmas colors all the time, and it's a new Christmas sweater every day, and Nolan comments on it. So there is a bit of like fun, lighthearted, but it's like I kind of had that vibe of Cindy Lou Who a little bit.
Okay. I so agree.
I like the idea that there's like, because going off of A Christmas Carol, that there's like other ghosts of Christmas past. Like that's a cool concept. So everyone's getting haunted by someone else around Christmas.
That's different. Fun because at some point Nolan, and I'm trying to keep this really spoiler free, Nolan like has to go back and talk to his boss who manages all the ghosts that are so there is kind of a fun like expanding on that, a little bit.
Yes.
But no, I listened to the audiobook of this one, so I listened to
some of it too.
Okay, so I'm curious what you think, because what I liked about it is it's a dual narrator. So Nolan is an Irish character, and the voice was spot on.
I really loved listening to his chapters.
I did too. They were great.
Really good.
And Harriet was really well done. I just would call her like an all-American girl, right, narrator. But it was nice to have that dual, because the book is dual POV, and then they did that really well with the audiobook. So I don't know. What did you think of listening to it? So you did both.
No, because I went back and forth reading. Yeah. I read more of it on my Kindle, and then I switched more to the audiobook kind of towards maybe like the last third, fourth of the book. And no, I thought that the narration was really good, and it still kept me in the story, and really, really enjoyed and appreciated that. So yeah, no, it's a worthy one for Christmas, in my opinion. I would say that listener, if you are a Christmas Carol fan, if you are a Hallmark movie fan, this is for you. 100%.
I fall into those categories.
Yeah.
So then there you go.
Yeah, I'd say this is the time of year to read it. I would not recommend like July. This is a total mood reader in December, Christmas.
Full on Christmas. Full on Christmas.
That's it.
Oh, for sure.
But it was fun.
For sure.
Very nice. Well, I'm so glad that you guys did that one because I've been very intrigued just based off of Bookstagram blowing up with it. So I may have to
Yes.
make a run to Target before
It's a
here
quick one.
soon.
It's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm gonna pivot 180. I don't know what this says about me that my second Christmas book for this episode is a murder mystery. I feel like I needed to like go to, I don't know, different
Makes
genre,
sense.
different vibe.
Now you speak in
But Megan's like, now I'm here.
We're ditching the ghost and we're going to murder. Love
Murder.
it.
Love it. Yep. So I did Hercule Poirot's Christmas by Agatha Christie. I am a huge Agatha Christie fan and a huge Hercule Poirot like mystery fan. So I had no idea that there was a Christmas. Oh, you too?
My claim to fame is Agatha Christie and I have the same birthday.
Oh, fun.
Claim to fame.
Oh,
I love that. I love
like
that for you.
that.
I can do nothing
That's
else, but I
amazing.
feel so special having that connection with her.
Perfect. I love it. I love it. Have you read many of her books, Brie?
It's been a really long time, but I used
Yeah.
to. Like I mean, I love her stories. I also, this is going a while back, but like looked into just her background a lot more for The Lost Apothecary because
Yeah.
she like also studied as an apothecary and all of that. So she's just brilliant woman. Very,
Brilliant.
yeah.
Brilliant. Every time she is one author, and I have read several of her mysteries that I, to this day, have never been able to predict how it ends up.
Yes.
Like Murder on the Orient Express, Death on the River Nile, like did not predict, and that goes for this one too. So, let me go into the recap. This is a Goodreads Amazon blend. So thank you both for this blended recap.
There you go.
In Hercule Poirot's Christmas, the holidays are anything but merry when a family reunion is marred by murder, and the notoriously fastidious investigator is quickly on the case. The wealthy Simeon Lee has demanded that all 4 of his sons, one faithful, one prodigal, one impecunious, one sensitive, and their wives return home for Christmas. But a heartwarming family holiday is not exactly what he has in mind. He bedevils each of his sons with barbed insults and finally announces that he is cutting off their allowances and changing his will. On Christmas Eve, the Lee family's reunion is shattered by a deafening crash of furniture and a high-pitched wailing scream. Upstairs, the tyrannical Simeon Lee lies dead in a pool of blood, his throat slashed. When Hercule Poirot offers to assist, he finds an atmosphere not of mourning, but of mutual suspicion. It seems everyone had their own reason to hate the old man. Dun, dun, dun.
I love it. I've not read Agatha Christie, and I know I need to. I'm telling you, 2026 is my year to get into the classics.
Have to do this.
Yes. Okay, so tell us what you thought.
So I loved it. I mean, just it's awesome. This is 4.5 stars for me. It was fantastic. I also did the audiobook for this one, which was really fun to do. But I, again, did not predict the ending. So it definitely had me like guessing the whole way. Big twist at the end. Didn't see it coming at all. And I just think Hercule Poirot's, like if you've seen the movies or read the books, he has a very like iconic way of going through his murders, and the dialogue between the guests, was just really fun to go back to. For me, especially like Christmas time and everything, I'm big on traditions and family and, so one of the things that we love to do is watch It's a Wonderful Life on Christmas Eve. And this book reminded me of like Hercule Poirot murder mystery classic meets It's a Wonderful Life.
There you go.
It was like the crossover. So if you like that vibe, I think it was written in, don't like stick me to this, but 1938 or 1940 or something. So there's a lot of references that are more kind of along that It's a Wonderful Life vibe. It's not a current read. So I kind of liked that. That was just heartwarming and like, going back to to an old friend, to like I said, an author that I absolutely love. So I don't want to say too much because I feel like I'd give away the plot, but must read, really fun. If, like me, you, it's weird to say, want a murder mystery for Christmas, this is the one for you.
Was it a pretty fast read too, Emily? I feel like her books aren't typically super long.
No, it was pretty quick, and it only covers like, so I think it was an 8 or 9 hour audiobook,
Yeah.
and that's on one speed. I listen at like 1.2, 1.5, so it goes a little bit faster. But it only covers the days like December, I think 22nd through the 27th. So it also could be fun if you're really looking for like a Christmas read. You could read or listen to the chapter on the day, like
Yeah.
as you're going through it, because it's only a couple of day period.
That would be really fun. That's a good idea.
I
Fun.
like that. I like that a lot.
So cheers.
Well, I am sticking to the trend, apparently, because, listener, I am honored to get to present to you and talk about The Mistletoe Mystery by Nita Prose. And I'll just get right into it. Thank you again, Goodreads. Here's the setup. Molly the Maid has a whole new mystery to solve in this heartwarming novella from the #1 New York Times bestselling author of The Maid and The Mystery Guest. Molly Gray has always loved the holidays. When Molly was a child, her gran went to great lengths to make the season merry and bright, full of cherished tradition. The first few Christmases without Gran were hard on Molly, but this year, her beloved boyfriend and fellow festive spirit, Juan Manuel, is intent on making the season Molly Maffei joyful yet. But when a secret Santa gift exchange at the Regency Grand Hotel raises questions about who Molly can and cannot trust, she dives headfirst into solving her most consequential and personal mystery yet. Molly has a bad feeling about things, and she starts to wonder, has she yet again mistaken a frog for a prince? A heartwarming magical story about the true spirit of the season, The Mistletoe Mystery reminds us that love is the greatest mystery of all. So, I will say, listener, I read The Maid by Nita Prose. This is kind of the introduction into Molly the Maid. I read it I think it was last year. I think it was one of my book club picks in 2024. And if you've been following this podcast, you know we covered the Thursday Murder Club. I'm telling you right now, if you loved our gang at Cooper's Chase, you also will love Molly. Like, she is adorable. She is lovable. She's wonderful. And without giving too much away, because I don't know the rest of the story, I'll be honest. I think there is a 4th book that's coming out. So there's the 2, there's the 2, and then there's this novella. And so I think there's a 3rd book in the installment, or like a 4th book coming out. Pretty sure our leading lady's also neurodivergent. There's definitely somewhere on the spectrum as well that like you can tell. But it makes her so lovable, and it just was fun to return to the Regency Grand, to return to this story. Being a novella, the audiobook was like 2.5 hours long. So it was just fun to be able to like go on my walks in the snow, because I live somewhere now where it snows, and like just listen to all the things happening around the hotel and what's going on with Molly and Juan. And I don't know. I really liked it, and I think if you're looking for something that's also just light, easy and fun, you'll like this one. So that was The Mistletoe Mystery by Nita Prose.
So Jordan, I'm super curious because I was about this close to also listening to The Mistletoe Mystery, but I haven't read The Maid. So if people haven't read The Maid, like what are your thoughts or recommendations on diving into the novella?
Really good question. I will actually say, I think you can go into the novella without having read book 1. You're gonna understand and appreciate so much more if you have read book 1.
Okay.
because you know a little bit about, I mean, I it's already there in the description, so it's not spoiling it for you. In book 1 is it starts with the death of Molly's gran with her grandma, and so like you get like flashbacks of how that happened and her relationship with her and like all, so you obviously you get more of that context. But I would say to you, as well as to any of our listeners, if you're curious if this is a series you want to try on,
Yeah.
you could totally just bust out the 2.5 hour audiobook and be like, oh, could I get into this with these characters? I think I could, because the author does a really great job of like filling in the gaps. And I mean, it's been over a year, closer to a year and a half, probably almost 2 years since I read The Maid. And I was reminded like, oh yeah, okay, cool. And that's what happened. And here's this person who did this. And so anyway,
Cool.
yeah. I don't know if others would agree with me that have read the entire series, but I think so. It's a fun one.
Sounds cozy and cute.
Yeah.
It is very cozy and cute.
Love it.
Okay, well, I will kick off our buddy read then. Bree and I co-read In a Holidays, which I have to say, so every time I like pick this book up to read it, you know the Green Day song On Holiday? I'd be like, In a Holidays. So Bree, if you could make that the song that goes with our reel or whatever you're putting out there, that'd be great.
Okay,
Just because that's what pops into my brain. And this is a Christina Lauren novel. So, recap, thanks to Goodreads and thanks to Bree for putting this in here on my behalf. It's the most wonderful time of the year, but not for Malin Jones. She's living with her parents, hates her going nowhere job, and has just made a romantic error of epic proportions. But perhaps worst of all, this is the last Christmas May will be at her favorite place in the world, the snowy Utah cabin where she and her family have spent every holiday since she was born, along with 2 other beloved families. Mentally melting down as she drives away from the cabin for the final time, May throws out what she thinks is a simple plea to the universe. Please, show me what will make me happy. The next thing you know, she knows, tires screech and metal collides. Everything goes black. But when May gasps awake, she's back on the airplane, bound for Utah, where she begins the same holiday over again. With one hilarious disaster after another sending her back on the plane, May must figure out how to break free of the strange time loop and finally get her true love under the mistletoe.
I have been equally curious about this one, especially because I think there's a new cover that I sent you guys, right, that was out on Target, and this is like high on my TBR. So I'm really curious to hear your thoughts.
Well, first, I should say this is my second time reading the book.
Okay.
But I'll tell you what our nightcap pairing was beforehand. So we saw that the Holiday French 75 was the perfect match when Drinks with Danica shared it on Instagram. I will say, side note, this is a great one to also add Emily's Edible Glitter to and make it fun and sparkly. So it works well.
I love that.
It perfectly captures the story's energy, romantic chaos, which there is plenty of that in this book, and festive sparkle. It has the classic elements of gin and lemon juice, bringing a zesty, wake you up snap. Perfect for this book built on second chances and do-overs. And then you add in the seasonal twist of, if you're me and you're lazy, you add in cranberry juice and just a bit of simple syrup. Or if you're cool like Danica and you follow the actual recipe, you make your own cranberry syrup, which isn't that hard. I was just extra lazy. And then, of course, all that's topped with sparkling wine. So this cocktail is fizzy, it feels hopeful, and it makes for a delightful sip-along companion for every twist, turn, and merry mishap. And it is delicious.
It is.
It's
I
super good.
I love a French 75. So this holiday version with cranberry juice, because Brie, I think I'd fall in that category. It sounds delightful.
I will also say you can also do pomegranate juice and it looks about the exact same and is so good.
Pro
There you
tip.
I'm
go.
just a huge pomegranate fan, so.
There you go.
Megan, you start us off.
Okay. I What are my thoughts here? We didn't write anything down, of course. No, I love this book. It is a very cute holiday Groundhog's Day. Like pretty much I feel like that's the best way to describe it. Obviously May has to do everything that she can to finally like figure out her happy to get out of this time loop. And so every chapter you see her getting bolder and bolder and more outgoing and more willing to get what she wants in the way that she knows how, whether that's by being like bluntly honest with someone or by toning it back and having more real conversations instead of like skating over things like maybe she had in the past. So I feel like I really appreciated that in such a short, fun holiday novel, there is a huge amount of character growth that happens really, really quickly. And ideally, she ends up with the guy of her dreams, which is wonderful.
There you go.
I agree. It's so cute. It's very lighthearted. I will say, so I didn't realize in the second read like how much I didn't like May at the beginning.
Hmm.
So I'm really like she's very this is me. But I as I was reading it, and I almost texted you, Megan, but then I was like, I'll just see what she says about it. um, but May like really annoyed me off the top. But then so I appreciate the quick character growth and her arc there too. But it's fun. Like it's funny. Um it's just super easy read. Like if you really want a happy story to read in front of the Christmas tree, that will make you laugh and is just an overall joy, then this is a good one.
I
I
will
like that.
say there are also elements I just thought of this of kind of like the summer I turned pretty vibes a tiny bit because there is an incident where one of the families is two brothers and she's closest in age with
Okay.
one brother but has always had a crush on the older brother, hence the summer I turned pretty. And just some of their back and forward I felt was a little bit cringy, a little over the top, but I feel like ultimately, it's a cute holiday book. This is not what happens in real life, so just
Yep.
overlook those elements.
To me, it kind of leveled out like the more you read. It was
Yes.
for me, for whatever reason, the beginning was like the most cringy. And then it kind of, as I guess, as she got used to like getting on the plane or waking up on the plane, it was like the more Groundhog Day things she went through, it was better, in my opinion.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like a lot of it too was just her like being over expressive or like overthinking everything, which was kind of annoying. And then as she realized, like, I don't have to be that girl, then everything was fine. Then everything leveled out, like you said.
Hmm.
So yes, overall, really fun book. I feel like maybe we're not doing it justice, but it
It
was a
is.
really
I,
good
I
book.
wouldn't have, I wouldn't have suggested we read it if I didn't think it was like a fun Christmas read. It
Yeah.
is.
Is there anything else you picked up second time around that you didn't the first?
Oh yeah.
In terms of Christmas books?
In terms of this book, because this is the second time you've read it, right?
Oh, yeah, it was. I mean, to be honest, like I felt like other than the major plot points, I'd forgotten the entire thing. So it felt like it felt like I was reading it for the first
Yeah.
time, minus the fact that I obviously knew about the her conundrum, her
Mhm.
Groundhog Day conundrum, and who she was gonna end up with.
Right.
But other than that, no. I mean, it was like reading it for the first time. I totally forgot everything that had happened. Every little mishap, every mistake. So that made it fun. Like there are some, laugh out loud moments or some chuckles, because it's a funny book.
Good to know.
Is
And
this
have either of you read any other Christina Lauren?
that was my
No.
question.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
The
Okay.
very first book that we ever covered on this podcast was a Christina Lauren book.
There you go.
Okay.
We read The Unhoneymooners.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say that was the other one of theirs that I know of. I know of a few of theirs. Never had a French 75, and I've not read a Christina Lauren.
We'll do the French 75 first.
First.
Goodness.
Yes.
Then-
Okay, got it.
Um,
then
Other things for 2026, Jordan, to cross off her list.
I read the
It's like-
we read the Unhoneymooners. I'm like looking at my bookshelf. I read Twice in a Blue Moon. Don't ask me what it's about, but I did read it. I know that.
I read Paradise Problem. That's the only
I was
other
gonna say
one.
that's
that?
the one that's popping up.
Yeah.
I pulled up their list of books. They have quite a few.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a
No,
lot.
they do. And I
have a
feel like
ton.
I hear nothing but good things generally. Did you like The Paradise Problem, Emily?
It was cute. I read it over the summer, so it was a good light
That was a good summer one.
summer romance. Again, I think Megan, you probably said it best, where it's not what happens in real life, but when you want to escape into a cute
Yes.
romantic story, this is the one you pick up and you feel very happy about it. And this
Yes.
sounds maybe similar, but like Christmas, not summer.
Yes.
So, okay, there's another question because of okay, and I don't know if we have any more questions after this. We can move on. So the whole Groundhog Day element, is this one that you can get away with reading on a non-holiday season?
It's pretty
Or is
Christmassy.
it too okay, I was gonna say, or is it too Christmassy?
It is very much focused around this, well, multiple families, but they've all known each other. Like, basically, the parents have all been friends since college. And so they've had this tradition of meeting at one of their houses in Utah for Christmas specifically. And so, like, she keeps waking up on the plane to literally go to this Christmas holiday. So it's only like a short period of time. I mean, if you're one of those people that likes Christmas in July, then by all means,
Yeah.
go for it.
Yeah. I would
but
say
it
too,
is-
just like even the atmosphere, like they're in the snowy mountains of Utah. Like it is very thematic. Like
Winter.
you go to small towns, they do like a Christmas like treasure hunt where they're finding like specific Christmas things. Or so I do feel like it is probably specific to this time of year.
Sounds
There
like
you go.
both of ours. Very specific to right now.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
True,
so you have like a couple weeks.
Yes.
Right?
Or
No
reread them
pressure.
here.
No pressure.
Yeah. Okay, my additional book, if that concluded all of our thoughts and questions, I think. My additional book, thank you to Jordan and Emily, because I was like struggling a little bit, was Comfort and Joy by Kristen Hanna. And I just say I was struggling in that, like, I just could not think of any other Christmas books to read. So I'm glad that you guys both suggested this one and just said that you weren't going to read it so that I could. So thank you, Goodreads, for this setup. Joy, now here's the question. How do you pronounce his last name?
Candelero.
Candelero? Okay, we're going with that. Joy Candelero once loved Christmas more than any other time of the year. Now, as the holiday approaches, she is at a crossroads in her life. Recently divorced and alone, she can't summon the old enthusiasm for celebrating. So, without telling anyone, she buys a ticket and boards a plane bound for the beautiful Pacific Northwest. When an unexpected detour takes her deep into the woods of the Olympic rainforest, Joy makes a bold decision to leave her ordinary life behind, to just walk away, and thus begins an adventure unlike any that she could have ever imagined. In the small town of Rain Valley, 6-year-old Bobby O'Shea is facing his first Christmas without a mother. Unable to handle the loss, Bobby has closed himself off from the world, talking only to his invisible best friend. His father, Daniel, is beside himself, desperate to help his son cope. Yet, when the little boy meets Joy, these two unlikely souls form a deep and powerful bond. In helping Bobby and Daniel heal, Joy finds herself again. But not everything is as it seems in Quiet Rain Valley, and in an instant, Joy's world is ripped apart and her heart is broken. On a magical Christmas Eve, a night of impossible dreams and unexpected chances, Joy must find the courage to believe in a love and a family that can't possibly exist and go and search for what she wants and the new life only she can find. Has anyone read this?
No.
Okay.
But we know it's Kristen Hanna. So Megan, how deep in your feels were you?
Yeah.
So that's something I wrote down. I actually didn't feel like this was like I was expecting like tearjerker.
You're
didn't
waiting
get
for that gut punch.
Yeah, I didn't get that. And maybe it's just me because I'm just so cold-hearted, but I didn't get that from this book. And I'll be honest, I was a little bit disappointed because I thought for sure there was gonna be this like big moment that happened, but she didn't get tears out of me on this one.
I have to say, Megan, that was one of the reasons that I like couldn't pick this up this year, because the fact that it centers around, I'm going to say like a surrogate mom and a little boy, I was just like, this is not the year for me to go deep in Kristen Hanna field on like boy lost mom and surrogate mom. Like this is not my year.
Yes.
So I'm
That's okay.
hopeful that if that wasn't the case, that maybe next year this could be my Christmas book.
I would say so. And I feel like you'll learn pretty quickly as you're reading it that the approach to the loss of that mother and then Joy stepping in is very different, I think, than what this description is depicting. And it's because I don't want to give anything away. But let's just say, plot twist, there's a part 2 to this book.
Okay.
So everything will start to make sense, if that makes sense. But I also said, Emily, this should have been your book because it's all freaking based in Washington.
Well, that's pretty much that's pretty much every Kristen Hanna book almost. I mean, she'll veer off into Alaska and like other places and things like that. But I mean, she is and she's right up there in Washington, and I like she is the author of the Northwest in my humble opinion personally. And she does it so well.
Yeah.
Just the descriptions and all of the things.
I will say I've been to the Olympic rainforest, and Brie, I think you went too.
I didn't actually go to the rainforest. I wanted to, but
adjacent.
Yeah, but I was near it. I was in the Olympic National Park.
So I've been to the rainforest. We did a camping trip for my birthday a couple of years ago, and it is truly like you read that line in the synopsis, Megan, about Joy makes a bold decision when she's in the rainforest to just walk away from her life. And the rainforest is such a remote, it's not hard to get to, but it is like out there in the peninsula, very remote, magical, just wild place that I was like, yep, I could see that. You're out there. Let me just like, I'm here in the rainforest. It's beautiful. It's stunning. But it's definitely it's a one of a kind spot.
My question to you, Emily and Jordan, since you also spent time in Washington, does it not get like cold and snowy there? Because the whole time in this book, everyone's just outside hanging out. There's never once a description of like, I need to throw on 6 coats because there's 2 feet of snow. Like I got none of that in this book.
So I'll jump in, and then Jordan, you because you grew up here, but more recently. So Washington State has the Cascades that come through. So in Seattle, so close to the ocean because of Puget Sound, it doesn't really snow. We get like one major snow event, usually in January, February. And the whole city shuts down. Nobody knows what to do. Like the rice and toilet paper is gone off the shelves. Like it's like an apocalyptic moment. The snow lasts for like 2 days, and then everyone's back with their like lifetime supply of rice and toilet paper. Pretty much how it goes every year. Jordan's laughing because she's like, "Yep, Pretty
Oh,
much.
well, yeah, and, like,
Yes.
the thing that you have to think about and worry about more is ice, like, because it's more doom and gloom, it's more rain, it's
Yes.
not
Right.
snow. So you get that freezing rain turning into black ice.
Right.
That's a huge thing. That's a
Yep.
huge, huge problem. So it
So
depends where you are. If you're further away from Washington or Seattle and you're further
yeah,
up in the mountains, obviously,
it
yeah,
snows.
you're gonna get more snow there. But I didn't
No,
grow up. I think I mean I remember exactly what Emily's talking about. There's a picture or two of me making snow angels when I was little, and maybe there was snow for like a day or two, and then it
I
was
also will laugh because this was so I grew up in Arizona. Jordan and I like swapped like locales.
pretty
So I grew
much.
up in Phoenix and then went to, I mentioned this in another episode, to the University of Washington, which is how I ended up in Seattle. And I literally got as a high school graduation gift, because people knew I was coming up to move to Seattle, 6 umbrellas. I'm not kidding. Like 6, everyone thought it was like the great high school graduation gift to give me like an umbrella, give the girl who's moving to Seattle an umbrella and like a gift card to Target, right? 6 umbrellas. I have not used, I've been here almost over 10 years, a single, they're like brand new. So one of the biggest signs of like someone who hasn't lived in the area for long is umbrellas.
Mhm.
So like to your point,
Really?
like I don't use an umbrella. We don't use an
No,
umbrella.
you use your
Not at
hood.
all.
You
Use your hood.
use your hood.
You just deal with it. Like we don't
Uh-huh.
melt in the rain. I don't melt in the rain. I don't know about everybody else. I don't melt in the rain. So we
That's
just like it doesn't rain hard like necessarily. It does sometimes, but it's usually like a mist. So you just get a jacket with a hood and go
And
about
then
your
you're
day.
It's true.
So
So anyway, too funny. But
No, that's perfect because like in this there was definitely like specific scenes that were written beautifully. But I'm like, wait, it's Christmas time, right? Like this is the whole like time of year that we're talking about. And then
Yes.
like at a later part in part 2, Joy returns to this spot and it's like midsummer. So I'm like, okay, yes, that makes sense. But like in the initial part 1 when she's there, I'm like, girl, aren't you gonna be cold out there? Like, there's no coats, there's nothing. And I get it, like so another, shout out West Coast. She's coming from California. So then I was like, well, maybe she doesn't know, but
Right.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Just don't get it.
That was an interest. So anyway, my final thoughts on this book. Loved it. It was great. Not the tearjerker that I was expecting from Kristen Hanna. Because I also just read The Women and that made me cry big time. So
Yep.
that one is a tearjerker. This one not so much, which is fine. And then I kind of said, so again, not to like give anything away because I feel like everyone should read this book, but hear me out. It's kind of a combination of Final Destination, the first one, meets Hallmark. It's a weird combo. But if you read the book, I can't give it away, but if you read the book, you'll get it.
We're all over here like make your case.
Yeah.
I can't make my case.
Do it off pod. Do it off pod. Okay.
Yeah, sure. If you guys want it to be spoiled, sure. But otherwise, and then the last thing, it's I don't have my copy up here for some reason. I took a picture and left it somewhere. But it's less than 300 pages. So super quick read for if you want a physical copy. It's like this big. Perfect.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like a really nice Christmas one, especially if you want to be a Kristen Hanna completist.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is certainly one of my goals.
I mean, now I like have to know what Final Destination means Hallmark is.
He's not gonna let it go.
Like I have to know, so I have to read it.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it. I want to read it now.
Okay, I
so.
won't spoil it. But if anyone reads it, think back on that comment and then let me know if you agree.
I think, Megan, that's the only comment we'll be thinking of
Yeah.
when we're
Like,
reading.
Megan said this was like
Final
Final Destination.
I think that's all I'm going to take away from this episode.
100%.
All right, Bree, take us home.
All right, we're going to go in a different direction. So I read One Last Gift by Emily Stone, and this is the recap graciously provided to you by Goodreads. For as long as Cassie can remember, there had always been the three of them: Cassie, her beloved big brother Tom, and Tom's best friend Sam. Since Cassie and Tom's parents had died and Sam's dad was never around, the three kids had stuck together like glue, getting into mischief, with Tom always looking out for Cassie and Tom's best mate put on earth to annoy her. Now they're adults and nothing much has changed. Tom is sorted, cocky Sam is going places, and Cassie is, well, Cassie thinks she's figured it all out. And then tragedy happens and three becomes two. For Cassie, picking herself up and moving on seems unimaginable. But then she finds the envelope with her name written on it, asking her to follow the clues to a treasure hunt carefully laid out for her months before. It promises to lead her to one last gift. And suddenly, what seemed like an ending just might be the beginning of something remarkable, unexpected, beautiful, and new. Okay, so I promise it's not going to end on like a huge downer, but I would say that, has anyone read any Emily Stone books?
I
Okay,
actually have not. No.
so this is my third. Been doing one
Okay.
a year. Um, and true to any Stone holiday story, the best pairing for this book is a box of tissues. You're not gonna like all out sob, but they're good to have on hand. It is sweet, sentimental, will absolutely tug at your heartstrings, and then leave you feeling very inspired. This one in particular is an exploration of grief and a journey to find yourself and how that changes in the face and aftermath of a tragedy. I love that Stone's books make for gentle holiday reading. They're a good balance of lightheartedness, but also have a good bit of depth in them too. And so I just said that I will definitely be continuing my annual Emily Stone reading next holiday season, and I would recommend her stories to others.
Hmm.
So
No, that's a good one.
it's
Okay.
it's very sweet.
I like that it's sweet. I was going to ask if it's only once a year because it takes you a full year to recover from the box of tissues and the emotional depth of the story.
Uh, so I will tell you guys, so the first book I ever read of hers was called Always in December. And I think that's the one she's like most known for. And I think I've told Megan about it, but it was like a couple of years ago, obviously. And like I read this and I'm almost done with this book. And it was my anniversary with my husband. And I was like, we're gonna go like get dinner or something like that. And I was like, hey, I've got like 50 pages left in this book. Like, I'm just gonna go into the bedroom and I'm gonna go finish my book, and then like we can go celebrate. Yay, us. This is awesome. I was like full on sobbing, like full body heaves because I couldn't stop crying. It was
Oh.
it was very dramatic.
Oh.
So anywho, like they can be very emotional stories. That one was like by far the saddest. I don't know if it just hit me at like a certain day or what happened. Um, but then what was the other one? I think it's called A Winter Wish. Please hold.
Yeah, so she has, I mean, it looks like she
She has
maybe
that
only
one.
has 3 or 4.
She has Love Holly, and then she has another one that just came out this season. So she's
So
got about
they're all like Christmas.
they're all
There's
holiday.
They're
Yeah.
all holiday. Perfect.
So like I read this one last year, and this one I never cried in, but there's her stories are very like gentle, I think is the best word for it. There's almost always some other element to it of like in this one, the main character, her dad like had just passed away, but she never really had a good relationship with him, and then he like left her his half of the business. And so she's kind of grappling with like a father who was never really a father to her on top of this like potential romance. So there's always a lot more to it, but I really have found that I enjoy reading those stories around the season. So Yeah.
Very nice.
No, she sounds like a wonderful
Yeah.
author. I'm like super curious as to like why and how she only has like winter themed, holiday centered books. Just a curious.
I don't
I
know.
mean,
I'm not gonna lie. I've thought about reaching out to her.
you should,
Do
Emily Stone,
it.
if you're listening, let us know.
Do
Do
it.
it. Yeah.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah. I've thought about it for next winter or something. If she's got another one coming out
Yeah.
in the holiday season.
That
That'd
would
be
be
awesome.
neat.
That'd be cool.
That would be very cool.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Well, I definitely have some holiday reading I have to get done now here in the next couple of weeks. So, I mean, I thought BK Borison was going to be the way I was going to go, but now Final Destination meets Hallmark is probably,
That's all I know. So I think
that tops it.
that tops it.
I don't know, man. You guys
Bree's
tell
like,
me.
I'm knocking out another Kristen Hanna before the end of the year, it sounds
It was
like.
going to be the women, and now I'm like, well, shoot.
You can do both. I mean, it's such a short book. I feel like you'll fly through it,
Yeah.
and then you'll be like, "Oh, I get it. I get it now."
Okay. I can't wait to talk about this. Um, And before the end of the year wraps up too, we have one final episode after this episode, which is our top reads for 2025. So the books we highly, highly, highly recommend that we've likely talked about in the podcast, but we want to remind you that they definitely need to be at the top of your TBR as well.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be taking just like a 1 week break. From episode releases, and then we'll be back in January. Our first episode in January is actually going to be a re-release of Megan and I talking about People We Meet on Vacation, since that is coming out on Netflix right around the same time. If you haven't followed the podcast from the beginning, then this is an old one, and we're chopping it up and somewhat stringing it together for you to listen along to.
Thank
And
God.
then we're all back in January, on January 14th, with a first episode to kick off the season, just getting to know us. So we come to you, we talk to you about books a lot, but now we'll give you the backstory behind this podcast, behind the stories we love, and behind how we all came together.
I love it. Oh my
Until then, though, like holidays and happy reading too. So
Yes.
Absolutely.
Stay safe, have fun. Hope that your holidays are bright and cheerful, that you are enjoying whatever it is that you get to do in this season.
And feel free to reach out to us. Let us know what you're reading. If you've read any of the books that we've talked about here on the episode, I think I can speak for all of us when I say we always love to chat books. So feel free to reach out.
For sure.
sounds good. Thanks for listening. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks so much for listening. The Narratives and Nightcaps podcast is a production of The Craft Co., with intro music created by Remington Haynes.
Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow at Narratives and Nightcaps on Instagram, or visit our website, narrativesandnightcaps.com.
Sign up for our newsletter to always know what we're reading next, which authors are joining us on the show, and for extra bookish and beverage info.
Connect with our additional co-hosts, Jordan and Emily, as well.
You can find me on Instagram at Cozy Reads and Sips.
And you can find me on Instagram at books.bottles.
Cheers!
Cheers.